I guess he was inspired by those guns, yeah. Wants to play some 8 decks guns against Addymestic. We'll see.
It'll be very interesting to see. Guns very popular in today's tournament, unlike what we usually see, which is the bow in EU tournaments. And Addymestic picks up Hammer gets the stop off side air as well, and opening up pretty strong here as he gets another side air to sidelight. Dobrein getting smacked around by this hammer. Weapon toss comes out. Dobrein yet to land anything on Addymestic as he throws out that side sig, and Endlight coming out sends Dobrein into the orange, and Dobrein is yet to find his footing in this matchup.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a weapon either. Finally finds the guns, and I guess that's the mark of the champion or something. He's ready to start putting damage on now.
There's another Endlight comes into the Nair.
Yes, he does the combo.
Love Endlight.
The neutral light to pivot neutral air chase dodge. It's like the most optimal combo, and no one else does it.
LDZ was actually doing it quite a bit.
Nah, he's just doing jump pivot. It's not like a chase dodge. It's a huge difference in frame advantage. But Dob does end up dying, but he gets Addy to deep red before he dies.
And Dobrein trying to catch Addymestic's landing there with the down stick doesn't work out. Side air disarms Addymestic. Addymestic has the hammer in hand as he gets that stomp into scoop. Puts Dobrein into the orange, and Addymestic's actually being really dominant against Dobrein's Vraxx here as he goes in for that side air. D-Light side air sends Dobrein off the stage. Weapon toss most likely coming out. No, ground pound. Gets interrupted by a recovery, oddly enough, and Dobrein takes the stock off of Addymestic instead of losing one and being behind 3-1.
Yeah, what happened there was Dob went for that recovery, but he didn't challenge the ground pound straight on. He went into the side of the pit, and it doesn't have a hitbox on the side, so your recovery will out-prioritize if you do that. Really smart stuff from Dob.
Ooh, that sidelight into GC neutral sig. That's a lot of damage coming out from Vraxx as he hits that D-Light, and what was looking like Addymestic's game by far has become quite even. But that sidelight into Stair comes in from Addymestic, and he actually does quite a bit of damage.
Alright, Addy's still holding on to this lead. Dob's gonna have to find a way to kill Addy. Mine won't do it, and he's actually gonna go ahead and get hit by a ground pound and recovery and a downlight and a side light, taking a ton of damage.
Dobrein goes for the ground pound and actually mispaces it as Addymestic picks up the sword, goes for a nair, tries to land a side air, and Dobrein playing around with these axes, gets that end sig, they'll do it.
Okay. Finally finds a neutral sig to kill, but he's taken orange damage already. Addy's looking like he might be ready to take this game away from Dob as he puts him into the red with the neutral light.
Neutral light comes out, dive kick doesn't get the follow-up, but Addymestic finding no problem being able to challenge Dobrein's lance with unarmed as he goes in with the sword. Side air is being put out left and right. Addymestic dancing around in place, tries to get something on Dobrein. Dobrein not finding any damage yet, but that silent into GC neutral sig once again that actually connects, and that's a ton of damage coming out. It doesn't seem like it's got a lot of force, but Vraxx signatures do lots of damage in comparison to many other legends.
Yeah,
another end sig comes out.
42 damage every time he hits that.
That's 84 damage that was just put on by 2 end sigs, and you can tell by as Addymestic's in the orange already. Dobrein nearing kill percent
though. I think a downlight side air might kill Dob right now. Goes for another one. That side air alone almost kills Dob. He's just barely hanging on to life.
Oh,
that down air doesn't kill because it's too low.
The weapon toss to the down air is a creative edge guard option, but Dobrein's so damaged on this Vraxx, like he's got to be feeling a little scared as Addymestic's got the hammer, and it's like any move that I've got will kill you.
Alright. Yeah. It was a good attempt, but there's really no way to get back on stage without dying there. Dob does end up losing his stock, and gotta wonder if what's he gonna do? Is he gonna bring out the Diana again? He's gonna switch or stick with Lord Vraxx, it looks like. Okay, Addy is showing that he is capable of taking down this behemoth.
Addymestic bans out Blackgun and King, sticks with the Golden Bodvar, and says, I'm ready to move on, as Dobrein sticks with his Vraxx as well, and wants to throw out a little bit of a better performance, I believe. He's got a little bit more room to work with. If Dobrein loses this match, he's not out of it yet. It's a best of 5, considering that it's winners finals, and they agree to go to Thunder Guard, which is exactly where Dobrein likes to go.
Definitely. Dobrein, like EXO, really loves to abuse that little hole in the middle to get lots of dare and nair stuff happening. And especially with stuff like guns.
Ooh, mine goes
Dobrein actually finds the early weapon, which is a huge advantage over what he ended up dealing with last game.
Yeah, last game he got sent to orange from a sick hammer string that just carried him all across Twilight Grove, and Addymestic goes in for that pivot stop, doesn't connect, and Dobrein throws out an end sig to prevent Addymestic from landing. Addymestic has the sword, tries to go in for a cider, but Dobrein's taking complete control over the game so far as the downer connects, charges that end sig. And Addymestic nearly jumps into that down sig. Wow. Dobrein having no problem spamming Vraxx signatures here today.
The down sig isn't enough to kill yet, though. Perhaps not the best option as he's taking more and more damage.
Danner comes out from Dobrein. Ground pound as well as Dobrein hanging on the side of the stage. Goes for a GC down sig to punish that D-Light. Addymestic tried to read a dodge in, and that did not work out in his favor at all as he loses his stock.
So Dob probably going to be fishing for the side light neutral sig again. It does just so much damage that it's worth it. But he actually gets caught by the ground pound, and before he can get back on stage, gets hit by a weapon throw. And that actually ends his stock rather early.
And that's pretty good considering how dominant Dobrein was on that first stock. And Addymestic, holding onto the sword now, has a weapon advantage over Dobrein. Dobrein tries to go for an end light, actually gets destroyed by Addymestic's sword there as he finally picks up the guns, but it's even up in yellow for both players here as he goes in for the D-Light, doesn't connect. Dobrein tries to land with a down air, doesn't work out, and nairs are being thrown out as Addymestic actually gets the down sig. Ground pound as well. Dobrein brought into the orange, lands a down air, but Addymestic jumps over that down sig easily, gets a side air, doesn't get the second side air, and punched by D-Light's there. Both players trading incredibly evenly, but that nair will put Addymestic in the kill percent for sure.
Yeah, both players in the kill percent right now. Dob is going for these insanely unsafe sigs again. And if I remember correctly, when I first started watching Dob, that was the biggest thing that I saw holding him back. He finds a nice little bomb toss to get the kill, but he is in deep red kill percent. I remember when I first started casting, yeah, I watched Dob, and every time he lost, it was because he would spam way too many signatures.
Dobrein now with the lance goes in for that downer. Sidelight comes out from Addymestic, and Addymestic is trying to get Dobrein to lose this stock. Tosses the sword high, forces Dobrein low. Weapon toss into catching that once again puts Addymestic in a prime position for a ground pound. Addymestic's edge guards are so great. They're so consistent.
Well, that was a really easy edge guard, to be fair. Like, there's no way to screw up that when there's a lance that's just full on.
Yeah, but the way that he did it, and with the confidence that he did it, like being able to toss the weapon, pick it back up, go for the ground pound, he didn't even need to do that. I guess he's just being really efficient with his edge guards is what I'm looking at. As he goes from the D-Light side air, gets the recovery up in the air, and Dobrein puts out a really unsafe ground pound as he gets punished by a side air.
This is weird. I don't know why Dob's not throwing his lance for throw combos. Like, Addy is in prime position to just get full punished by these weapon throws, either up or down, but Dob's not doing it. Dob actually gets caught by the side sig and he's just done. He's in
smashed by that hammer side sig, and Addymestic has... Yes, he has a 2-0 lead over Dobrein, and Dobrein has the opportunity to bring this back 3-0, but Addymestic just spams at the same maps. Hopefully Dobrein remembers what those are, Blackguard and Kings, and Dobrein has the opportunity to switch up legends, but Addymestic is being quite dominant. Side sig just reads him out.
I mean, Dob's just not doing well. I mean, he's sticking even with Addymestic, and that's just not enough right now. You need to be pulling ahead of the pack like you usually do, you know? He's got to win 3 games in a row right now. He's going to switch over to the Diana, perhaps feeling a little bit more comfortable on bow versus the lance. I mean, his lance was good. If he had just started using weapon throws up and down, he would have been fine.
But he was going for pure weapon strings, like without even using the throws to be able to continue them. And Dobrein switching over to that Diana that we saw pulled out against Nala, which clutched that best of 3 just barely. And Addymestic sticking with the Bodvar, which he has all tournament. Toss the hammer aside, goes to the end right. Dobrein messing around with the guns. Cider comes out from Addymestic as he tries to continue to extend this lead. Dobrein, however, gets that end light, down air, side air follow-up, puts Addymestic deep into the yellow, and Addymestic is trading actually rather evenly as he gets a side air himself.
Yeah, Dob's not really pulling ahead still. He's got the guns, but he's not finding any more of the damage. He actually finds the neutral sig, bringing it back to even.
D-Light Sarah actually puts on the kill percent recovery.
Nice.
Recovery kill, most consistent of all the gun attacks possible, and kills Addymestic off the top. Actually picks up that mine, tosses towards the edge, and Dobrein, whoa! Actually, it's crazy. Really goes for another one, and Addymestic interrupts it with a downer, but that was the best way to get Addymestic near that mine and take a solid lead as Dobrein is trying to do his best to climb his way out of this best of 5. He's got 3 games in a row that he's got to win if he wants to get to Grands, and Addymestic gets that end light off as he's trying to make sure that he can prevent Dobrein from doing that. Sidelight puts Dobrein underneath the island, recovers back up, but Addymestic hits that side air, gets Dobrein out of his jumps, and Dobrein dies.
Yeah, he gets a recovery before he dies, though, and Addy's in orange, so that's pretty good. Dob's okay with that stock. He did a lot. We'll see if he can pick it up, though, because Addy is definitely capable of just taking the stock right back with a few sword combos, and you see already getting a downlight. Just going hard onto Dob.
Sidelights are coming all over the place as Dobrein is just taking a beating from Addymestic's sword. As more combos come out, Sidestick finally interrupted by an Endlight, but he stops at Chase Dot Endsig with a weapon toss, and down here comes out. Dobrein gets that recovery kill, but he took so much damage.
Yeah, his lead's definitely looking smaller than it was last stock, but at least it's a lead. Last game, he was actually just losing the whole time. And it looks like Addy's actually gonna... He's in a position to win this set away from Dobrein. Like,
side air weapon toss. Whoa!
Kill there. Really good weapon throw to pick up side air.
Side air weapon throw, picks up the weapon, gets a side air. Addymestic has been so impressive with these weapon tosses because he puts them in a position to where he can pick them up and then continue the combo. And Dobrein tosses the bomb into the island, but both players are even in damage right now as Dobrein nearly dodges into his own bomb. Addymestic just sidelined into the bomb. That's brutal. Dobrein playing with fire once again as he has the mine in hand. Both players just agreeing to stand to either side, and Addymestic goes in with a downer recovery kill, or a combo rather, in Dobrein. Yet the okay, those 3 bombs just spawned in a row. Ooh, Sidelight nearly plunks Addymestic into that mine. That may have killed at the top, but Addymestic is looking to run with this lead. No, Dobrein gets that D-Light. Then-Light nearly hits him into the bomb. That probably would have killed in Dobrein. It's an N-Air.
That was huge. Because now Dob's in a position where he's got Addy at kill percent without being at kill percent himself. And that mine would have ended this entire set.
Ooh, maneuvers around that recovery. Down Sig put out. Addymestic gets that side light.
Gosh.
This is really
so
close. Yeah, that scoop.
That dare might finish it. Dob's still alive.
Weapon toss goes down. Dobrein looking for the recovery. He gets it. Wow. That down air just barely didn't kill. Otherwise, that would have been a 3-0 from Addymestic. And now Dobrein begins his ascent up the 3-win streak that he's going to need to go into grand finals. But gosh, I was expecting a little bit more of a one-sided match when Dobrein switched up his legend, but it looked just as tough as when he was on Vraxx.
Yeah, all 3 of these games very close.
Oh,
what's that again?
Quick announcement. Annie Pop is in fact leaving, so I will be handling the community color code raffles. Okay, we have 6 more raffles to do, plus 3 codes. That's 1 to the top, the winner, and then to second place and third place. Well, but we're going into the game.
Yes. So Dobrein switching up the legend once again to Ada against Addymestics.
That's an interesting switch up. I guess I haven't actually seen Dob on Spear in a long time, so this will be interesting to see how he uses it.
And like comes out from Dobrein. Addymestic goes for that reverse stomp, doesn't work out, and Dobrein is actually really doing well with the spear. Weapon toss comes out from Addymestic into a stomp sidelight. Tosses the weapon up to read a dodge in, and Addymestic suddenly takes 2 side airs to Dobrein's face, and Dobrein dies. That's
Dob's
it.
Die, yeah. Dob dies, and those side airs were just so simple that you don't expect them to come out like in a high stakes game like
yeah, because he got that side air off, and the reason why the second one came out so fast was because he did something that we see Dobrein do a lot, which is fall off the stage, a falling side air, you know? And Dobrein just jumped into it, into his own tech, and 2 N-airs come out as he's trying to bring Addymestic into the red, but a down air comes out, side air recovery. Alright, that evens it up really quickly.
Jeez, yeah, Dob just as capable of pulling off this ridiculous stuff as Addy, and he's willing to show it.
Dobrein goes in for the side air. Downer comes out as well as Addymestic goes in, goes for the dive kick, has the sword in hand, trying to do as much as possible. Dobrein slowing it down a little bit as he just goes for spaced side airs, and Downer comes out as well. Addymestic playing with the sword, tries to go for that D-Light. Dobrein gets one really N-air into another chase dodge Nair, and those Nairs do a lot of damage.
They sure do. Dob's looking pretty decent now, but it's just always an even game, like no matter what.
Stomp side air comes out. Addymestic gets another side air as Dobrein dodges high, tries to get another Nair, and Addymestic is in position to be able to end Dobrein's stock here as he gets hit by a downer. Downsig thrown up at Dobrein. Dobrein forced beneath the island. Addymestic dodges out of the way of that, but drops a D-Light Sair combo and is forced to recover on the island. Dobrein looking to try to end Addymestic's stock in the early orange as an Ensig comes out. No recovery, however.
Isn't able to punish the side sig, but he's not dying himself. He gets a recovery. Both players near death, but Dob loses his stock first.
Sider comes out, and Addymestic is pretty terrifying with his hammer. I feel like that's the weapon that he's going to want the most when he's got his opponent in white. But he tosses aside, has the sword in hand now as he tries to go in for a downer, and Dobrein waiting patiently for a weapon spawn, only explosive spawning once again as the Sider comes out. Ensig Reed catches Dobrein, puts him further into the yellow, mine in hand. Ooh, gosh, Addymestic, that was so scary. He dodges past that bomb, and doesn't end up killing himself as he tries to continue taking the lead. The ground pound comes out, doesn't kill quite yet as Addymestic recovers really far off the side of the stage, and he still hasn't lost his stock yet.
The recovery will finish it off though. Dobrein does find the kill, and he actually opts to stick with the spear instead of the guns.
Ooh, catches that mine and nearly sends it into Dobrain's face as he goes for a sidelight. Dive kick comes out. Dobrain not really opting for any D-light combos. Yo, there's one. Misses it, however. The bomb goes low. Dobrain jumps over it. Addymestic picks up that weapon effortlessly as the stomp ready in hand goes for that side air, and both players kind of whiffing moves. D-light side air comes out from Dobrain. Dobrain on his tournament stock here, well, at least the winners bracket, and then light comes out from Addymestic to send him further towards kill percent. Side air connects as well. Dobrain's unarmed.
Match point here as Dobrein desperately tries to avoid any kill moves from Addy. He is in that percentage, but he has a chance here to bring it back. The side air won't quite kill yet.
Goes in for that scoop. Dobrain manages to avoid it, gets more side airs onto Addymestic. I feel like a recovery combo here will kill on Addymestic. Definitely will now, as Addymestic hasn't been... is above the stage, but goes for that stomp scoop.
The stomp there doesn't quite kill just yet.
Whoa, tries to go for an end air. Dobrain, any move is going to kill now. Like, if he gets hit by an end light, like, this is going to be rough. As he dodges past that down air, Addymestic doing his best to end the stock so that he can secure his spot in Grands with that bracket reset opportunity.
But Addy is in kill percent too, and a recovery with these guns will kill right now. Addy almost hits those.
He's hit by sliders. Dobrain is playing so slow. He's got the spear in hand now. Addymestic playing so risky as he goes off the stage with those down airs. Now he's in a position to be killed. Oh no! Recovers to the island. Oh my gosh! Dodges past the grab out. Dobrain goes beneath the stage. He just seen.
He miscounted.
What?
Dob kills himself to go to losers bracket.
What?